let's jump to understanding about web elements and locator. So as we said yesterday that whatever you see in particular page, everything is web element. So if I am on this page, this E icon is here, logo is here, that is a web element. These links for customer, quotation, sales order, that is also web element. This notification icon, bell icon is also one element. Everything, whatever you see, there's a particular a kind of box, right? That is also one web element. This text box is also one web element. So what is automation then? What do you do with this? So I was talking about the web element. So let's understand that how you can get a particular element and what are different ways to get a control of the element. That is called locator techniques. Right? So before that, let's understand that website is websites are nothing but the HTML page. Ultimately, if you do a right click here and if you do view page source, that will give you one HTML document. So this is the code behind your whole page. It's a big thing, right? There are thousands of things. That's why there are a lot of things included in this particular web page source. But you can create your own also. So let's create our own simple one HTML document. So I'm using Notepad++ as an editor. Here I can set the language. So I'm saying HTML and let's create it. So I'm creating, let's say HTML. So in HTML generally whatever is the starting tag, you have to end it also. So I'm doing end. Okay. Then here you can say body. So that will be start of your body part. Right? There may be head, there may be title, but I'm just directly going to the body part. And once you have body, inside that you can create the web elements. So if I want to create a text box, I'll write input type is equals to text, and I will end it by saying input. Okay, so that will create a simple text box. If you want to create another text box, then you'll be putting it like this, correct? If you want to add one anchor element link, so you will be writing a href is equals to, let's say, a particular website. So let me give you one example of our own website. So let's say you want to create a link to this website and the text is click me, or I can say tutorial, something like this, and then your anchor tag will be end. So I have written a very simple example. Let me save it as example.html, save. So if you see here, you should be in a position to guess how this website will look like. So if I open this example.html, which we have created with two text box and one link. So if I double click here, see here, it is showing me two text box and one link. And if I click on this link, it will redirect me to a particular website. Why it is happening like that? Because we have written here that a href is equals to this particular location. So let's understand this element first. Understanding the HTML is halfway your problem is resolved about locator technique and all. Okay. So a good test engineer is who understands the HTML very well. So here if you see, this is the input text box. Let's put some kind of line break. So BR is for putting lines in between. So I'm putting it, and I'll put here also. So if I save it and refresh it again, so this is our simple website. Now, let's say we want to automate it. I want to put here my name. Here is, let's say here I want to put F name. Here I want to put my last name, and that's it. And I want to click on the tutorial at the end. So that's a particular step. So to work with these elements, you have to identify these elements. To work on these elements, you have to identify these elements. Correct? So how to identify the elements? To identify the element, the simplest way is right click on that element and do inspect. So once you will inspect it, it will give you the code behind that particular element. So if you see here, it is showing me that for this first text box, the code is input type is equals to text. If you want to go to the next element, you can simply click here and go here. For the second element also, input type is equals to text. Okay, if I want to work on this tutorial link, let's inspect it. So the code behind it, that is a href, and this particular link text tutorial anchor tag and perfect. Now let's understand what is the meaning of this. Input is called tag. So whenever you see an arrow and there is the first text is there, that is called tag type. So this is a tag. Then this type is an attribute. There may be multiple attributes. One of the attribute is type. Type is text. There may be class, there may be ID, there may be placeholder, there may be a lot of other style attribute. There may be multiple attributes possible. This is just a minimum attribute we have put to create a text box. Then if we talk about this anchor link, so that is again, A is the tag name, href is the attribute, this is the attribute value, and this is the link text. Okay. So if I want to fill any value here in this text box, if I want to fill any value in this text box, what are the things I have to do? First of all, I have to open this website, then identify these elements uniquely, and then you can work on it. Correct. So let's work in this way. So yesterday we automated a particular thing. We will talk about this also, but let's understand that how we can do a simple, very simplest example we have taken today. So I'm going to the source, Selenium practice, and I'm copying the code because the first 2-3 line is same. So I don't want to write it again. So this example is just, let's say, uh, element locator demo. Okay, I'm giving the name like that. And element locator demo, these are not our steps. Okay, I'm deleting all other things. So as of now, we want to open a Chrome browser and we want to open a particular website. So let's say our website is this only, example.html. So you can put the whole path of this. So that is our example.html. Any HTML page can work as a website also, and you can automate that also. So I'm automating one local page which I have as example.html, and let's see whether it is opening or not first of all. So we'll do right click, run as Java application, and this is opening a Chrome. See here, it is opening a particular website. Okay, but here we want to put something. Here we want to put something, first name and last name. So we have to identify this element uniquely. Now if I do a right click and inspect it, it is saying that the code behind this text box is input type is equals to text. There is no unique identifier for this, right? There is no unique identifier as of now. What we are able to see is there is no ID, name, or class, nothing is there. So let me add it. So I'm working as a developer also, right? So here I'll add ID is equals to first underscore name. Okay, so let's suppose that this code is written like this, where ID is equals to first name, and here let's say ID is equals to last underscore name. Okay, so now I have a way to identify this particular element uniquely. So what I can write in my code is dr dot find element by dot id, and that id is first underscore name, and then here you can put dot send keys, and here you can put whatever you want to put. So I am putting, let's say, Nitish. In for the last name, that will be also same like dr dot find element by id. Okay, so let me copy this, and here if I put id as last underscore name and send keys is, let's say, testology. That's it. So how we did it? Again, let's visit that particular website. So sorry, this one is our website, and we want to inspect it. So let me do a refresh first. Okay, so I want to inspect this text box. So if you see here, it is saying me input type is equals to text, id is equals to first name. So what we can do, whenever you see id, and if you think if it is unique, you should use it. If you think that is unique, now the question is how to get whether it is unique or not. So what you can do, you can copy this id, control C, and here itself where my mouse is here, do a control F. Once you do the control F, it will open a particular text box. There you can paste that and check it. It's saying one of one. That means first name as a text is used in this document only once. So that is how we can say we have first name as an ID present here. Okay. So the question is it like it will be always unique? No, we'll see that case also when there are two elements which has the same ID or class name. Then we will talk about how to resolve that issue. Don't worry about it. As of now, let's understand that if ID is there or any attribute is there, and you want to check that particular value is unique or not, So do a control F, put that ID value here. If you are able to see one of one or two of one, but you have to check then whether that is present as an ID in a single element or not. So here as of now it is unique. And in the same way, last name is also used only once in that particular HTML document. So we can use it. So here, if we will do it like this, that will work. And then we want to click on this tutorial. So let's inspect that element, tutorial. So that tutorial is an anchor element. It may also have an ID, right? And here is the text. So let's change the code. Here if I say it may have also id is equals to um, uh, link to go to learn. A big id is there, right? Link to go to learn, anything can be here. So this also has one id. You can use this also. So I can write like this: dr dot find element by dot id, and that particular id link to go to learn. Okay, how I got it? You don't have to go to this code actually. As a test engineer, we will not be having access to this. We can have access to this. So let me refresh it, and if I inspect it, this tutorial again, this is showing me that there is an ID. So I will copy this. I will check here that it is a unique thing or not. Okay, it's unique. So I can go there. So now I can write, okay, you can have it in one element or you can directly do also. So what I'm saying is either you can get it like this, link is equals to this. One way is this, and you will write link dot click. One way. Another way is you can directly also say copying this dot click. That is also fine. So what we are writing in this two line can be done in a single line also. So what is happening in this two line is we are finding an element, and because this find element is a function which returns the web element, so we are capturing it in one web element variable, and you can do the functions over that web element. So we are doing link dot click. Another way is if you don't want to capture it in any web element and then do it in the second line, you can do directly also. So driver dot find element by id this dot click. That is also fine. So let me comment this as of now, and let's run this to check whether it is working fine or not, first of all. So this is opening one Chrome. It is done. It's all the things automatically. I have not touched anything. Okay, this is working. Now let's understand that what will happen if we don't want to work with the ID, right? So there is another attribute you can use if class is present. So class is equals to, let's say, ABC is written here. And here is class is equals to ABC, something like this. Okay, so both has same classes. Okay, now let's say that you don't want to use ID. For some reason, you don't want to use ID. So I'm going back to the web page first, refresh it. And if you inspect these elements now, the first element has the class ABC. The second element, see here, if I do a mouse change here, it is highlighting one by one. So if I go to the HTML, the whole page is getting highlighted. Then by default head is there, so head is not highlighting anything. Body is highlighting the whole body part. Input is highlighting one text box. Going to next, second input text box, going to this link. So see here, link is highlighted. So this is the way mm, you can check different elements. Okay. Now let's say I want to use class. So instead of finding it by ID, I can write dr dot find element by dot class name, and you have to put the class name. So class name is abc dot send keys. So here I am writing, let's send Nitesh again. So in this way also you can write if you know the class name, and that class name should also be unique. So as of now it is not unique. ABC is present for the first text box, and ABC as a class name present as the second text box also, right? So if I search ABC, I'm copying this, putting it here. It is saying me twice. So if you see here, it's saying one of two. So, and there is an arrow. You can check it. Okay, this is highlighted the second text box. If I go up again, this is highlighting my first text box. See here, I'm clicking on this arrow to navigate between two different element. Okay, but if you write it like this, then it will find out the first element, and then it will send the whatever send keys you have put. So let's run it again. So I'm running this program, and let's see what will happen. So this is opening, and if you see here, it was very fast. It has put the first element and all. So let me actually not click here. So I am commenting this two lines so that you will see what is happening. So I'm doing a right click, run as Java application, and let me close the previous window. So this is open. See here, it is putting in the first text box, Nitesh. Why? Because the how Selenium works is it finds out if you're using find element as a method and there is a class, even if it is repeated for the last name also, actually class name is also ABC, right? So it will find out the first occurrence of an element who has the class name as ABC. It's like this. So how to use the class name for the second element then? So for example, if we are here and I want to identify this second text box through class only, if I right click here, inspect it, and I'll inspect it again. So this is showing me that the code behind the second text box is this: input type is equals to uh, text, ID is equals to last name, class is equals to ABC. But is ABC is second occurrence. So if I do control F, put it, so it's saying that this is a particular, this one is the first occurrence. If I do the drop, it's saying 2 of 2. This is a second occurrence where the class name is ABC. But let's say you want to use class itself, right? As of now, actually we should use ID because ID is unique here. It is showing first name and last name only once. Class is 2 times present. But still, if you want to use it, what code you can write is, I am writing for the last name, commenting this, and let's write for this dr dot. Now you can use find elements. Instead of putting find element, use find elements by dot class name ABC. But find elements will give you list of web elements actually. So it will give you lot of elements. Lot of means all the elements which has class name as ABC. Then you can use dot get one. Get one means get zero means first. Get one means second. So we have already learned about list, right? Collections. So in the same way it works. This will give you the list of elements. From that, you want to get the first one. First one means second one. Zero means the first one. And here you can do send keys. And here you can write, okay, you want to put some test, let's say. So in this way you can do it. Okay, we'll talk about this in detail, but as of now let's understand that if there are more than one element with the same class name, you can get it through index. Okay, if I do it 0, if I put it here 0, it will fill this one, the first one. If I put it 1, so this will fill this second one. So let's see, I am running this again, run as Java application, and this should, yes, it's showing me first one is Nitesh, it has put, second it has put test. Okay, so this is how you can use class name also. The last one is we want to click on this tutorial, and let me create one more link. So we'll create one more link here. I'm copying this, putting it here, and we'll say this will open yahoo.com. So let's open yahoo.com. Okay, and this is the Yahoo page. So we'll put the href as yahoo.com. ID is nothing, let's say, and this link is go to or click me here, something like this. Okay, fine. Let's see how this web page will look like. So if we go here, refresh it, it is showing me click me here. Let me put a line break. So I'm putting it here. Let me refresh it. So this web page will look like this. First text box, second text box, one link, another link. Okay. If I want to get the code behind this, you can inspect it through this arrow, and you can go to a particular location. So okay, so there is a different views. You can, if you want to change the view of this inspect element, there is 3 dots here. If you click here, you can have 4 different kind of views. This will open in another window. This is left right view. So I'm changing this view to this, so that both the things will be visible here. So I wanted to inspect this click me here. So if you see here, the code behind it is a href this click me here, something like that. So if I want to click on this click me here, what code I should write? I can write tr dot find element by dot link text. What is a link text? Link text is which you see between anchor tag start and anchor tag end. So this click me here is a link text. Okay, so I'm copying click me here, putting it here, link text, and you can say dot click. So that will click on that. That will click on that particular link. Okay, it will be very fast. So to make it slow, I am putting thread dot sleep as of now. I am putting a 4-second delay so that you will be able to see that one by one what is happening. Okay, when you are doing a thread dot sleep, so that can have exception. So you can select add throw declaration simply. Okay, fine. So what this code will do is it will send Nitesh on that text box. It will also send this test into the second text box using its class. This 26th line will actually click on that link using link text. So if I run this program now, observe it, what it is doing. It is opening the Chrome, putting Nitesh here, waiting for 4 seconds, and then it is putting test, waiting for 4 seconds, and after that it is clicked on that, click me here, and that's why it's opening yahoo.com. Okay, fine. How to go back? How to go back to the first page again? So the code to go back is driver dot navigate dot back. Okay, so let's put a thread dot sleep here also. So 4 seconds it will be there on Yahoo page, and then we are putting driver dot navigate dot back. Okay, so driver instance name is dr here, so dr dot navigate dot back, so that will navigate you back to the first page again. Okay, so let me run this. So that is running. It has put waiting for 4 seconds, putting test. After 4 seconds, it will click on click me here. Yes, it is opening Yahoo. After 4 seconds, it will do a back. Okay, wait for some time because the page is loading. See here, it has put the clicked on the back button. Done. So these are the locators. I am listing out all the locators. Okay, so what are the locators? First is ID. By ID you can find out. Then you can find out through class. So if I write class name, it should be class name. What other locators we have? Link text. Okay. One more is partial link text. You can use partial link text also. So partial link text is the part of your link text. So for example, let's say even if you write click me, okay, I am deleting click me here. Okay, and if you write it here by dot partial link text click me dot click, that will also work. Why? Because this code will find out an element whose link text is click me. Partial link text means a substring of the whole link. So what it will do, it will find out, okay, in your web page, where is an anchor tag whose text is click me partially. So click me here is the full text, but the partial link text you can use any character, but it should be in a sequence. Any character which is present as a substring to the whole bigger link text. So you can write it, let's say click me or me here, or in fact you can delete C also. So you can have like click me here, okay, or click me space H, that is also fine. So in this way it works. Okay, so let's run it to see whether it is working. Okay, it is putting it, waiting for 4 seconds, putting that, waiting for 4 seconds, and it should click on click me. Yeah, it has clicked. Okay, so in this way you can use partial link text also. What is the next one? Then you can use by tag name. Okay, by tag name. Okay, I'll show you this example. So for example, let's say we will have a tag Here I'll add one button. So I'm writing into the code, let's say button type is equals to button, sorry, just a minute, type is equals to button, and the text of that button is, let's say, OK, and that button is closed. I'm not good in HTML. I'm also trying that what it will do if I write in this way, refreshing it. See here, it is creating an OK button. Why? Because we have put a code behind this OK button is button type is equals to button, and OK is the text of that button. Fine. And I want to click on the OK. Let's say I want to click on the OK, but how we will get to know whether that is clicked or not? So let's do something on that button click. So you can write the code. We are understanding some of the JavaScript also in between. So you can write on click is equals to, you can call a function, right? So I'm writing do something, a function, right? So that function you have to declare somewhere in the JavaScript. So you can put script code here. So I'm putting script tag to write JavaScript. So understand it how code is written for in the development part. It's very simple. It's not a big deal. So I can write function, do something. There will be a function, and let me put a simple like alert, and that will say good to see you, something like that, semicolon, here bracket will come, saving it. Okay, let me check whether this is working or not. First of all, refreshing it. Once I click on OK, see here it is saying me good to see you. That means it's working. So this is a particular code, let's say, and we want to click on the OK button. Fine. So let's what code we will write here. So once we are on this page, let's say we'll still wait for 4 seconds, and then we can write dr dot find element by dot. So if you are sure that if there is only one element, if there is only one element who has that particular tag, so if you see in this page, only one element is present who has the tag name as button, right? There is no other button. How to check there is no other button? Do a control C, control F, same pattern. Same pattern, like if you want to check a particular thing is how many times it is present. So you can simply go there. I have selected button. See here it's saying one match. It's in a very faded way, but if you see here, it is showing me button one match. So I can use it as a tag name locator technique. So I'll write by dot tag name. Here I'll say button dot, that will click on that alert box. We'll understand tomorrow how to, or maybe in future, how to handle that alert box. But let's see whether that button is clicked or not. So I'm running this code now. Let's see whether it is working. Yeah, it has put Nitesh, and then after 4 seconds, it will put test in the second text box. Then it will click on click me here. It is going to the Yahoo page. After 4 seconds, it will do a back. Once this page is loaded, it is doing a back, waiting for 4 seconds. And then after that, it has clicked on the OK button. So if you see here, it is showing me that alert. That means OK was clicked. Okay, so this is how we use it. So somebody is asking what is the difference between linked text and partial linked text. So when you're using the linked text, let's say if you use linked text, you have to give a proper linked text. So for example, here, the linked text for this element is, the linked text for this element tutorial is tutorial, tutorial. But let's say if it is a bigger, very big link and you don't want to use the whole text, then you can use tutor, just TOI, TOR, or just TORIAL, anything which is a substring of that link. You can use it as a partial link text. Okay. So another example I gave, either you will write driver dot find element by link text, click me here. So let me write it, what I'm saying. Either you will write it like, if you're using the link text for this, what will be the example? Dr dot find element and by dot link text, and in the bracket you will be writing click me here. Okay. And if you're using the partial link text, you can write it, let me copy this. You can write driver dot find element by partial link text, and here instead of writing click me here, you can simply write just click me, right? Or me here, forget about click, you can use me here also. So that's a part of the whole link text. So you can use partial link text also to find out one element. Okay. So there are other locator techniques also. So XPath is there. Okay. CSS selector is there. We'll talk about this too tomorrow. But as of now, let's understand that how we work with the ID, class name, link text, partial link text, and tag name. I am checking some of the questions. Okay. Is ID is always unique? No, it may not be unique. We have to find out. So we are not finding the unique ID. We are finding element in a unique way. It's like this. Always we have to find the element in a unique way. What is the difference between linked text and partial linked text at the time of execution? So there is actually no difference. The thing is, it checks it. Find element is finding in the page. So code will find out one element which has the link text present as this. Okay, it will find out and it will do work on it. If you're using partial link text, then also it's like finding out an element who has the substring into the link text as me here, or whatever character you will provide here. It's like this. Another question is, as soon as I run a script, Chrome driver not launched successfully with the given URL. Chrome launched and closed without the URL. So there is some issue with how you are providing the URL probably, or I guess there should be no issue, but you are saying that uh, Chrome is opening or not opening. Probably your Chrome itself is not opening. So check it, the error message. You must get some kind of message here, which will say your Chrome driver is not started and Chrome driver exe is not present. Some kind of error will come. So you have to resolve, check it at the Google, what kind of error you are getting. You will get it, that the solution also. Okay, can we use get one in all type locator? Get zero you can use, because that is get one when you will use when there are more than one element. Right? Get zero will find you the first one. But when you use get one, you have to use the function as find elements, not normal like find element. You have to use find elements. We'll see more example about list, don't worry. So which one will be always too good? So there is no standard answer that which element locator techniques we have to use. So let's understand, we are finding an element in a unique way. Any locator technique you can use, but when you are finding it, you have to find it in a unique way, right? There is, so if I'm using driver dot find element by link text, click me here. So there should be only one element who has the link text as link me, click me here, right? If there are more than one element, then this is not the right way to find that element. Which selected technique can be used for all type of web elements? So there is no standard answer for this, that we should use this technique only. Again, I'm saying the purpose is to finding the element, and different web page has different kind of HTML code behind it, and there are different level of complexity to find a particular element. So we have to work smartly to understand what is present there. So if ID is present uniquely, use ID. If class name is, if you think that unique in that web page for a particular element, use the class name. Or if you think XPath you can create, use the XPath. And sometimes it depends on the company's automation framework also, and how the things are suggested on the framework part, right? When trying to launch Chrome, getting the following error: exception in thread, unable to find a free port. So if you are getting this kind of error, then probably check whether a web service is running on your system. So you have to stop that web service. Probably Jenkins or some kind of other service is running. So you can go to the services.msc in your system and stop that service, any other service which is running.